Hi, my name is Brandon, and this is Kerbal Space Program version 0.18.2. Today, I've decided that we are going to do another interplanetary trip. And this time, we're going to go to the new planet in 0.18.2. It is called Eeloo. Eeloo! I just get reminded of Mrs. Doubtfire whenever I hear Eeloo. Oh, hello! Anyway, let's go. The rocket that we're using is my IPV-2, or the Interplanetary Vehicle. This is the second model. It is only good for one-way trips, unfortunately, for Matlin and Jorkan. So, there's a couple firsts for this video, at least on my channel. This is the biggest rocket that I've ever built. It's pretty massive. It's got the most fuel, not the most power because it's still 7 mainsail engines launching the first. Well, maybe this is the most powerful rocket I've used. So we got 7 mainsail engines, and then we've got 4 nuclear engines that are going to take us to Eeloo, and then we're going to undock this little lander and take it down to the surface. Another first for this video is we're using the asparagus staging setup, and what that means is this first tank and this first tank is connected to this, connected to these tanks, which is then connected to these tanks, which is then connected to the middle tanks. That means is all these are burning, and so these ones are going to be depleted first, and then these second, and then these third, and then the middle tanks will be depleted last. What that means is whenever we get rid of these tanks, these ones will be full completely because they've just been feeding off this one, which means by the time we get to the middle tank, it'll be completely full, and we should have a good be at a good level where a full tank can get us into orbit and actually begin our burn towards Eeloo. So because my lander is upside down, you may notice that my nav ball is also upside down. And so that will be fun because whenever we set up a maneuver, we'll just have to go to the opposite side of on the nav ball of where the blue marker's at. Alright, let's do this. This is kind of a slow lift. I've done some test runs with this, but I haven't been to Eeloo yet, so this will be pretty interesting. I know how to fly there, just haven't landed there yet, so let's do this in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And as you can see, it is a very, very, very slow liftoff. Before anybody tries to make a comment about adding boosters, trust me, I already tried that. It made 0 difference. Also, sometimes it can get a little bit dicey in the staging, and the tanks will fly off and hit the other mainsail engines. So I'm hoping that doesn't happen. It doesn't happen that often, but every once in a while. Alright, we're almost done with the first engines, and then we can get rid of those. So the idea of the asparagus is, yeah, obviously, but I said by the time you get to that stage where you're getting ready to start your burn to get into orbit, you should have pretty close to a full tank in the last stage. Alright. Oh, perfect. But we are slowing down. That's alright. It won't last that long, and we'll pick up our speed again. We have all 5 engines left. Excellent. This is going great so far. And there goes our speed. We're gonna pick up speed again. I would like to get with this ship, I like to be at about 800 meters a second by the time we get into the last stage of the atmosphere. And of course, as we continue to gain altitude, we will continue to pick up more speed since there's less air resistance the higher we get, and the air is thinner. So this is good first little bit. Kind of move my oh, we are right on the dot. We are right on the dot. Don't move, Brandon. Don't move. Whew. I was thinking that we weren't straight on the dot for flying straight upwards, but we are, so that is good. So our second set of engines are about to be ready to be decoupled from the ship. Apparently, you know, that a lot of people wonder why, especially on the Kerbal Space Program forums, why, you know, other rocket agencies. All right, I'm gonna hold that thought because we're getting ready, and I don't want any sails to, or I don't want any. Oh, that was close, but we're okay. Whew. All right, I'm gonna start to begin my gravity turn just really quick, and see, we got to go opposite. So instead of going on the 90 line, we gotta go towards 270, and I'm not gonna do that big of one. Probably like right there. That'll be good. A lot of people wonder, especially on like the Kerbal Space Program subreddit and the forum, why space agencies don't use the asparagus cross-feed fuel system like I'm using right now. So I looked, did a bit of research, and I looked into it, and actually in the oh wait, actually I want to check something real quick. I want to make sure that I'm gonna actually go back up straight for a bit long. That's good right there. I want to start to curve out my orbit, but I also want to make sure that we continue to gain altitude so that we don't hit our apoapsis. There we go. I want, because we don't want to hit our apoapsis before we're out of the atmosphere. This will be a failed flight. So why don't, you know, maybe like SpaceX or NASA use this type of fuel system? It's a good question. I looked into it, and actually the Dragon Heavy, no, that's not what it, the Falcon Heavy, the Dragon X spaceship is actually doing something a little bit similar. It is doing the cross-feeding of fuel lines, not necessarily dropping stages early that run out of fuel first. And I think, obviously I'm not a rocket scientist or anything, but I think a lot of it has to do with just kind of like the technology that there is right now, and then they want all the engines firing at once to get the maximum amount of delta V out of those engines before they drop them. So because if you kind of think about it, it's less about fuel and more about just getting out of Earth's sphere of influence as quick as possible. So as you can see, we are starting to gain a good amount of speed. Oh, that was close again. Oh, alright, need to control this bad boy. I wish there was a way that it would be easier to cool the mainsail engines. You know, I understand that they're big and they overheat easy, but I would like to use them at full power somehow. There's got to be a way to use. If anybody knows how to use the mainsail engines at full power without them blowing up, please let me know. I would love. All right, I'm gonna do a little bit more of an aggressive gravity turn. Because we're starting to get our apoapsis above the atmosphere, which is good. Should be way above it now. Yeah, 80, almost 80,000. So we'll start to flatten out, start to get into orbit. Wow, that's not a very good orbit at all. We are off center a little bit. That's alright. Oh, nope, stay there. So hey, it's been a while since I've done one of these. Last one was the Minimus Station Lander. There's the beautiful music. What was that? What was that? Okay, that's good. That's good. Alright, I'm gonna bring this down just a little bit. Actually pretty aggressive right now. Pretty significant gravity change here. I want to be close to the line, so I want to flatten out my, oh gosh, not too much wobbling, please. I think I just fucked everything up. That's alright. Think it'll be okay. Just gonna let it stop wobbling. There we go. A little bit of manual control never hurts. That's pretty good for there. Yeah, so last video I came out with was the Minmus Station lander. This turned out to be pretty successful. You know what I'm gonna... Well, let's just get into orbit real quick. 106 by 109. Almost perfect. And we only need 833 meters per second of delta V, which is awesome because with my past orbital techniques... Oh, I need to start burning right now, actually. With some of my past ships, it was close to like using the old technique to get into orbit. It would be about over 1,000 meters per second delta V to get into orbit, which is a lot. You know, it's getting to be between 1,200 and 1,500 sometimes. So 800 meters per second is great because A, you get into orbit quicker and you don't use as much fuel. So that is always good. Probably want to be closer down here. So yeah, this is, it's, when I first flew this and my nav ball was upside down, it took me a second to realize what the hell was going on. But once I did, it's not that big of a problem, honestly. What did I do? Huh. There we go. Huh. Oh! I was not paying attention. I was paying attention to the camera. But that's alright. We are in orbit. Okay, looking at the map. Here's Eeloo. Alright. I'm just gonna get into orbit around the sun real quick. Sorry if this is making some of you nauseous. I apologize. Because what I kind of want to do is use some of my momentum to get my apoapsis out towards Eeloo. Because as you can see towards the top, right up here, here's Joule, right? And Eeloo comes down all the way down here, and then it comes back and actually is closer at times than Joule, which is where we want an interception at, because it's going to take less fuel, obviously. It's closer. The only problem with Eeloo is, look at that inclination. It's ridiculous. So, I wonder if... Okay, where's it pass? It passes Kerbin's orbit, like right... Well, I mean, it'd be the same as Joule, so like right there. So I wonder it... Because normally I have to burn to match the inclination, but if I can time it correctly, I could just meet it right here and save a lot of fuel. I'm gonna do that. Because, alright, I'm gonna set up a burn right here. And we're just gonna burn for a while. We'll fix it as we need to, but obviously I'm not gonna get this entire burn complete with this amount of fuel, but it'll at least get us into orbit around the sun, and then we can start to begin are planning. Okay. Yeah, why not? Why not? Let's try this. Alright. We are 32 minutes until our scheduled burn, so let's fast forward and we will get a great glimpse of Kerbal. So gorgeous. The new art pass in 0.18 just makes it look amazing. See if there's the mun. I love how the mun is just like floating out there, just all peacefully. It's actually quite amazing. We only need 1,000 meters per second at delta V to complete this burn. It's really not that bad at all. Alright, now I need to get my ship back into place, which will probably take a while since it is so big. But hey, I got this thing in orbit, which is, for that size, I think that's, you know, pretty cute. If we can't, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get into orbit around the sun. I'm gonna see if anywhere in my orbit, if I plan a maneuver, I can get a interception with Eeloo. If not, I'll match the orbit inclinations, and then we're just gonna have to wait until it's in position again. Of course, I will cut all that stuff out because you guys came to watch me land on Eeloo, not sit in the map screen at 1,000. What is it? What's the highest it goes up to? Like 1,000,000 times? I don't even know how fast you can do the time warp, but I was hoping using some fuel. Alright. Oh gosh. This is ridiculous. This is so hard to control. Whatever, let's just start our burn right now. I don't really care. Let's just do it. Let's go for it. And this will burn out, and then we will activate the nuclear engines. Actually, it won't be that bad of a burn for the nuclear engines. Only need to get about... Oh! Now you are spinning out of control. Oh, I almost forgot. I need to turn this off. I don't know why it does it, but for some reason it wants to take fuel from the lander first. So I wonder if it has something to do with the fact that I have these fuel lines. So, 3-minute burn. It's not bad. I'm gonna do the physical time warp up one. That won't take off too much fuel. I did in my testing. I learned that I can do about like with this amount of fuel, I can do the total of about, I think it came out to about 15 minutes of burning this fuel with the nuclear engines, which is a you know, astounding number. But if I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure that's how long it takes. So how are we doing on time here? This video will probably be cut into a couple videos. It's because getting to Eeloo does take some time. So, how are we doing on our fuel? So, we still have this tank and that one. I did have 2 big ones plus these before, but it just became too much weight for, it was just too much weight for the ship to get into orbit, so, and to actually get off the frickin' ground, so I'll stay on this. Oh, I think I overshot it or something. I don't know. But hey, So we've got an apoapsis outside of Dres, or not Dres. What the hell am I talking about? Duna. So that's at 10,000. So 100,000, right? Is that? I actually never knew like how fast. Oh my gosh, I need to slow down actually. If I'm gonna try and get Eeloo right there. All right. So. Oh, I should also make it my target. It would be nice if I didn't have to match the inclination because it would save a lot of fuel. And nothing. Okay, so I probably need to. What was that? I think I saw something. No. So when I cross there, Eeloo's over there. See, that's the hard part, is that. Okay. And I don't think I bet I have missed it, because I bet by the time that. Oh, I didn't want to do that. Damn it. Oh, this must be. Oh, shit. There's something right there. They're very close. How far are they away? 1,000,000 kilometers? It's like. Hey, there we go. Okay, cool. We don't have to change inclination at all. So that's. Ooh, that's a long burn, but we should have enough fuel for it. Awesome. This is exciting. Alright. Let's get to our burn real quick. Shouldn't take too long. A burn of 7 minutes and 36 seconds. So we want to burn for. Or we want to start our burn at, because we want to start at halfway for how long it's going to take to burn. And so 3.5 minutes is 7 minutes. So we want, would it be 3 minutes and 48 seconds? Would that be correct? Because. Yeah, because 3.5 minutes, take that away, so you get 18 seconds, right? From 3 minutes 48 seconds. Because then you add those two together. My God, not only does this game teach you about space flight, but also teaches you about math. The only thing I did wrong with this, and this is kind of my fault, is. I would rather we were starting our burn closer to the periapsis, because that's when we'd be going our fastest. So granted, this way we will, we won't be going towards our apoapsis, which is when our speed decreases. So this will be good. Oh, I forgot about something. I've got some solar panels that I can open right now, just for the hell of it. I mean, why not? They're in the game. She'll probably have to close that one for the ladder, but I figured we got some lights on here. We got a battery. I figured why not just put some solar panels on there. Oh. All right, let's get back up to 100,000 time warp. All right. So we are 22 days out. 2019. God, I'm so glad they added the time warp. It'd been awesome. Actually, that should be like hardcore mode, because everybody always talks about the Scott Manley mode. They should do. You can't use the time warp. You've got to leave your game on for 141 days straight, to get into the position to start your burn. How awesome would that be? And you also have to like vacuum out your room and wear a space, or have limited supply of oxygen in your computer room and food sources. That's manly mode. That's what I'm talking about. Actually, it's like those guys on Reddit that did the Mun landing, and they had a guy that was just in the cockpit mode only upstairs, like shielded away from his friends that were downstairs, and they were communicating through Skype, and his friends were using math and physics basically to get his friend to the moon without, and he couldn't use the map mode or anything. It was just like he was in a spaceship, and they did it. I think they kind of like crash landed and then turned it upright. But all right, we are almost to our burn time. What did I say? 3 minutes and 48 seconds. Oh man, if we pull this off, this will be awesome. I just hope we have enough fuel to use to, because the gravity around Eeloo is or the Eeloo's gravity is so small that if you make any changes in its orbit, you barely use any fuel, which is great for my lander, but I mean, we just need to make sure we have enough fuel to get into orbit. And a lot of times when you're coming into or the times that I've come into a encounter with Eeloo, I normally have to kill about 2,000 meters per second since there is no atmosphere to aero brake. So I mean, there's got to be another way where you can come in slower, but I haven't figured it out yet. Alright, we're gonna begin our burn here in 2, 1. Awesome. I think we started that almost perfect. Alright, I'm gonna turn on the physical time warp. So we are off to Eeloo. To me, I think Eeloo kind of looks like a giant cake ball. You'll see when I get there. It's like a chocolate cake covered in frosting. It's a gorgeous looking planet though. It really is. I love it. It's a nice gift from the devs. We know that they truly love us, because they do. We all know it. Why would they give us all these awesome updates for free if they didn't love us? I mean, I guess they do, because we bought into their game and that was the business model that they promised us, so they kind of have to do that so that we continue to support them as developers. But logistics, that's all that is. How are we doing on fuel here? Whew. It's gonna be close. It's gonna be close, but I think with that fuel, because we did use a lot of that one to get out into orbit around the sun, but I think we're gonna probably use this whole tank. Shoot. I think we're gonna be okay, honestly. God, I hope so. So that one's done. We have a minute left. At this rate, I'm gonna say we're gonna be down to about 400 things of fuel when we get our encounter. At least under 500. Nah, maybe not. Maybe not. We'll see. So I want to slow this down, actually. I'm gonna slow down a lot just so that I don't overshoot this. because if you've seen some of my other videos, you know that is a problem I have of overshooting. Oh, there we go. I think we got an encounter. Hell yes. Right? Is that what it's saying? Yeah, Eeloo encounter in 322 days. Holy shit balls. I think how much? 487. What did I say? Under 500. Shoot. All right. I think that should be enough. If not, we can use part of our lander to get into orbit. All right. This is gonna take probably a while. So, you know what? Let's call this the end of part 1. And then when part 2 will begin with me doing the encounter at Eeloo. So, yes, end of part 1 for my Eeloo landing video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching my big ass rocket take off, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Cheers.